Welcome back to computer science. Yesterday, I think we learned about what did we learn about yesterday? We learned logical operators, right? So we're talking about and, or, not. These take operons, evaluate operand, and says true or false, and then output true or false as well. Pretty simple. Oh. No. Man, we're not going to be looking for this paper again, bro. Are you serious? Here it is. Yep. That's all we did. So I'm going to jump back in, continue learning. I'll be back to recall what I learned in a little bit. All right. Not a ton to recall here. Mainly, the main ideas being implicit versus explicit range detection. So if you have continuous ranges, you can use implied range detection with the if, else, if, elif, else. Basically, you say, like, if you're moving from a high number to a low number, you can just assume that if it passed like one of them above, the number's got to be smaller, so you don't have to put the high range above it. So it can be a single statement rather than a chained operation, or and or it can just be one range. So otherwise, if there's gaps, if it's not a continuous range from probably infinity to negative infinity, it's probably going to need explicit range detection. All right. That's it for right now. We're going to have one more session of computer science, and then that will be the week 4. Somehow we're about to enter week 5 tomorrow, which is crazy. Yeah, we're gonna work on a project, I think, the rest of the time. Maybe not, though. Probably not. We should probably jump back into the next. There's 2 more lectures to finish before Tuesday, so our units of lecture 9. So we'll just continue with the next unit, which is detecting ranges with gaps. So I will be back later in a little bit to do that. So talk to you in a bit. All right, I got back from the Husker game about a minute ago. That sucks. They suck. Sucks to be a Husker fan, I'll tell you that much. And I sat in a parking lot or garage for about an hour after the game ended over 2 hours ago, and it's an hour drive back. So yeah, let's jump in and finish out this week of computer science. Going to bed a little bit later than I would like. However, I'm doing this, so I'm probably just gonna do some projects. Be back in a bit to talk about what I did. All right, we finished a little program that took basically inputs and created password variations from the inputs. Pretty simple stuff, to be honest. And then we continue working in 9.2, which is detecting ranges with gaps. So this is basically, again, if, elif, and else statements and logical operators and operator chaining to basically just detect ranges again. But this time we're like, hey, this part of the range is actually, a gap. We don't want to include that. So typically we'll just define boundaries and then have everything else be caught up in the else statement. So pretty simple stuff, to be honest. I don't know why we're spending so much time with the range and stuff. It must be very important because it's very covered, very in depth for how simple of a concept overall the ranges stuff really is with if, elif, and else control structures. So that's basically it. We wrapped up the week, another 6 hours. So job well done. I will talk to you at the beginning of week 5 tomorrow. See ya.